Next question is it better to write semi-good article to rank or go for very in-depth article, but it will take more time to write? Depends on what you're trying to do. In my opinion, you're better off spending the time creating a long form, in-depth article that is going to become a powerhouse article, and then save your semi-good articles as supporting articles, right? To create like a silo around a focus page, or I guess other people call it cornerstone content or whatever. But if you have a focus page on your site that you're trying to rank for competitive terms, spend the time developing the content, long form content. Make sure it's, written for the semantic web. In other words, and again, Marco talks about this kind of stuff in the Heavy Hitter Club, but they're, using tools that help you to flesh it out. So where it's referencing the proper entities, the theme is correct, all of that kind of stuff. And that shit takes time. But I think you're way better off spending the time on one really, really good article than doing a bunch of, or several, lesser articles and trying to achieve the same results. Because if you have one good article, then you can always create supporting posts within a silo that link back up to that article to help push it. But in my opinion, again, I got away from doing a lot of long form content for a long time. Well, now with the help of Jarvis and Conversion AI, it's becoming a hell of a lot easier to produce content. So I prefer long form content for stuff that I'm trying to rank, and then I use supporting articles to help push it when needed. That's my take on it. Next.
Yeah, I'm going to say it depends. Because what are you trying to accomplish? And you should be trying to accomplish conversions. And then the answer to that is which is better? It'll be which is best. Which converts best? Does long form convert better or best? Or does long form convert best? Or does a picture convert? Does an iframe convert? Sometimes you don't even have to write content as long as you focus on the entities correctly. That's how it is now. It's actually how it's always been. As long as you deliver something that is focused on the pain that the person is feeling when they come to you for answers, then that's the best content. If you're not focused on that from the beginning, then you could write for the bot all day long, and it's not going to matter because the person that comes to your content is not going to find the answer that they're looking for. Focus on both. Whether it's long form, short form, the entity has to be there, of course, the supporting, the named entity, if there is one, or make yourself a named entity, hint, hint. And at the same time, write for the person that's coming to you for an answer, because it makes no sense to write five, going down, scrolling infinitely through garbage if I can't find what I'm looking for. And maybe I'm trying to find the phone number. That's all I'm looking for. That's all I want from you. A phone number, it's content. Yes, it is, but it could be just a button that says, call me now. So I'm going to go back. It depends on what you're trying to do.
Well, he asked in his question about ranking specifically. That's why I said that. Because
you can rank with just an iframe.
Well, I understand that, but what I'm saying is if you've got, I haven't been able to rank just an iframe against, long form content, if that's the norm for that particular industry. And again, so I try to, mimic what the top ranked pages are doing as far as content length and things like that. I totally agree with what Marco's saying about conversions, but I'm talking about specifically for SEO purposes. I try to develop more longer form content for those types of art, content that require that, because they're competing with other types of long form content. But again, I do all local stuff, and all of my sites are optimized for conversions. They're, lead gen type sites where the contact form is above the fold, tap to call button, all that kind of stuff. I totally agree. It's about conversions. That's what we should be focusing on. But in order to get people to the site, I need to focus on ranking. And so a lot of times I've been starting to focus a lot more on content recently because of some of the tools that have made things easier to develop content. And it's not just the number of words, it's also how you optimize the content. So like Conversion AI using Jarvis, for example, is great for spitting out content. But then you still have to go tune the content, right? You still have to go optimize it. You can't just spit out a 2,000 word article from conversion AI, right? And then just paste it into a WordPress post or blog or whatever, and expect that to rank because of the length of content. You still have to optimize it, and that's where some of the other tools, Surfer SEO, Mark talks about inlinks. I've still not used inlinks yet, but some of these other tools out there that you can use to help optimize the content for SEO. And so I use now conversion AI to spit out a lot of content, and then I use other tools to tune it, and then I publish it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, what I'm now seeing in GMB, especially since I use it for other things than how it was intended, is that Google, since it sometimes displays a two-pack or even just a one result in the map pack, it doesn't even show the click to call button. It'll show visit the website. So that person is coming over. If you've done your job and that post got that person's attention, they're coming over to the website to do whatever it is that they're going to do, which is give me that phone number because I'm trying to call. So that action, activity, relevance, trust, and authority, is what's going to help it rank. You could have, as I said, an iframe on that page, where now what's happened, it's really interesting because now it's all one umbrella. You can't really separate this one thing from this other thing because all of these different factors come in. So yes, long form does have a place in it, especially if the competition has it, but that doesn't exclude you from ranking other ways. It doesn't, you don't 100% have to have long form. There are other ways you can get. I mean, you've done it with your branding and ads, of course, we'll do it. Getting people there from Facebook, from Instagram, and from other places will help you rank because of the signals that people are sending back to Google. And so it's just, what was it that you called it just recently? Your brand of SEO, where it was all encompassing. It wasn't just focusing on one thing, but taking a look at everything that's available and applying whatever it is that you have to this. So if you just focus on content and you think that's the end all to it all, you're absolutely wrong, BB, because that's not the focus. That's a part of it, and it could be a big part of it. But I'm going to tell you, art, activity, relevance, trust, and authority will overcome anything. I have a website that just went up to around, client side that went up to $400,000, over $400,000 in a 3-month period, where the guy was doing $90K a year, and the website has hardly any content. And so I'm going to say it again. It depends on what your focus is. And if your sole focus is that content, without doing, as Bradley said, you focus on the entity, you tune it, you make sure that it's set up for conversions and it's optimized for conversions, then you just wasted a whole lot of time writing a whole bunch of something that nobody's going to see.